This is a test of using OnShape. I come over here to a tab in Chrome and type in onshape.com. It pops up like this. We sign in and you'll type in your SRV-USD info. I have a password manager so it pops in there automatically. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we are going to create a document, and it's going to be called Wheel and Axle 2. I've already made one, so I'm going to call this one 2. And so I arrive at a screen which is familiar to many of you. And what we can do is a number of things. Let's just explore a little bit. So what if I document menu? What if I click up here? Some things I can change. How about workspace units? I would like to use millimeters as my default workspace unit. So I'm going to hit the green check after I change this little drop down from let's try centimeters actually, from inches to centimeters. Okay, we're in centimeter mode. Yeah, okay. Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sketches on some of these origin planes. These are called origin planes because they are centered on the origin. They're over here in this area here, which we might call the browser. We can turn them off by clicking on this little eyeball, and we have that. We could also turn off the origin, I suppose, but let's keep those on for now. So I'm going to deselect those, and we have all of these planes on which to draw a sketch. Now I can go to isometric mode by clicking on this corner here on the view cube, or if I say get it out of whack again, I can come over to this cube and just click the isometric drop down. And as you can see, consistent with the way we've defined things in the past, we've got a front face here, which you see when you look from the lower left to the upper right, and then the right face there, and then a top face there. So these kind of make sense. And so we're going to proceed. So the first thing we're going to do is click up here, create a new sketch, and we have to select the plane on which to make that sketch. I'm going to select the front plane, and you can see that that's my sketch plane, the front plane. Now this will remain up at all times, so don't close this, or click the green check, because that will end the sketch. So we're in sketch mode. Now notice that the image doesn't automatically present the sketch plane, which in this case is the front plane, to you, facing you directly. Sketch 1, that's our sketch plane front. Instead, you'll need to go to the cube and click the face. So now I can sketch. I'm going to go up here to the circle, and I'm going to make a circle here. I'm going to pull out, and I'm going to make it 10 centimeters. So if I left click and immediately put in 10, I'll get a 10 centimeter circle. Now I am going to finish that sketch by clicking the green check mark. I'm going to go back to isometric mode. Well, actually, I could do that, or if I hold down the shift key and the right mouse button at the same time, I can orbit. You see how I'm orbiting here? And therefore I can see my circle in 3D space. Now I could have gotten that by just going to the cube here and clicking isometric. It does the same thing. Why do I want to see it in this orientation? Well, I want to see it being extruded. Extrude is the most common way that we make stuff. So we're going to come over here, now that we have a two-dimensional sketch, we're going to click extrude, and we're going to pick a closed two-dimensional shape to extrude, and of course that's our circle. And now we've got a disc like a hockey puck. Let's make that 2 centimeters in height, and I'll click the green check mark, and now I've got my hockey puck. That's going to be our wheel of our wheel and axle. Now I'm going to make a sketch on this face here that I just made. Click there. That's sketch 2. And again, since it's parallel to the front plane, I'm going to click the front plane there. And now I'm going to make a smaller diameter circle so I can extrude a smaller diameter axle. So I'm going to come here, click there, pull out, and I'm going to make this 2 centimeters. So I left click, hit 2, enter. And if I go to a 3D mode, you can see that I'm ready to extrude here. So I'm going to finish that sketch, go up to extrude here, pick that region, out it pops. Here I'm going to come out, let's see how it looks. Let's go out, I don't know, 5. I think that should work, 5 centimeters. Click the green check mark, and now I've got a wheel and axle. And what I want to do is get rid of these origin planes because they're kind of cluttering up things. So I can come over here to this browser here and click the eyeball next to each of the planes. And why don't we click the eyeball next to the origin? And now I can see it. I'm moving the mouse wheel in and out to make it bigger or smaller. And then if I press the shift key in the left, no, not the left button, mouse button, the scroll wheel, that's a pan. I can move it up and down without rotating it in any way. If I click the shift on the keyboard with the right mouse button, you can see that I can orbit. And you can see that this is kind of like, looks kind of like a doorknob, and that's a classic example of a wheel and axle. So what we're going to do is learn about how the mechanical advantage behaves with a wheel and axle, and then we're going to incorporate a wheel and axle simple machine into a complex machine and make some cool machines. Thanks for watching.